everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout. And I pulled a kit of supplies together for a Victoria Marie challenge. Plus I'm also Victoria Marie on Facebook, her Facebook group, and I'm also doing a layout, let's see, using a sketch from Chamel's latest Start with the Sketch class, which I will not show you because it is paid content. And then on top of that, I'm also combining all of these things together and using elements from the Calvin Ball 2020 challenge, which is a Facebook group that only went for the month of May. And it's this crazy thing where there's all these rules, some temporary, some permanent, things like, and use them for inspiration, like add wood veneer, or in this case, use a polka dot paper, use the color yellow, use a stripe paper, all those things. I'm using from the Calvin Ball 2020 challenge, and it's really bragging rights. You don't win anything, but it's crazy because rules change every day. So what you think you might get points for one day can change the next. And then there's also all sorts of other crazy rules as well too. Like some days things come back. So it's nutty, but it's good fun. So I started out this whole thing wanting to use that yellow polka dot paper as a border. Can you tell what I'm doing here? Yeah, I actually literally evened it all out so that it was, the bottom of the layout was evened out. I'm pointing out there that I want some kind of border between the photos and the striped paper because it looks a little stark. And as I do that, I realize, oh, I forgot to leave the border, which was the whole reason for using that paper. So I'm going to have to go back and trim up some of the papers. The green paper I don't need to trim up because I'm going to hide it under the photo and underneath that striped paper when it's all said and done there. And I was taking off some of my ATG glue. The ATG glue does rub off pretty well, especially if you get it quickly, which is what happened. I realized it quickly enough that it wasn't a problem. Oh my goodness, you guys, though. I was so laughing at myself when I realized that. I like it much better because I love the blue and yellow with that touch of green to it. It's very springy feeling. These photos were in the summer, last summer. And I am doing a little bit of measuring here because I have to get the border right, and then realized as I put it down, oh wait, I need to account for the width as well as the height. So I'm doing that. All right, so now that I finally have that done, or I think I finally have that done, then I realized, oh wait, need to account for the height here. I had measured it and forgot. I think what I did is I grabbed the wrong piece of paper that I used my offcut instead of the correct one after I'd already cut for the height. So anyway, this is one of those that it was kind of crazy that I kept making silly mistakes like that, or opportunities for creativity. How about that? All right, now that I have that beautiful lemon yellow border down, and by the way, this continues because this is actually the second time I did the voiceover. For some reason, the first voiceover file was corrupted, so it just makes me laugh. All right, so now I am putting down this Doodlebug sticker, and I should go back and tell you about where everything is from. So that Doodlebug border sticker is from the Fancy Frills line, the Bumblebee color. The yellow polka dot cardstock is Basil Lemon Zest, so it has like an embossed polka dot on it. I am thinking about using a journaling card here, a 4x6 journaling card, but as I do this, I don't like the white. It's showing up too much, like it's calling my attention away from the photos, and I want the photos to always be the focus of the layout. So I'm going to decided I wanted a spot of green down in that bottom left to kind of mirror what's going on in the top right with the green, so I'm creating my own banner there. The striped paper, blue striped paper, is from Jen Hadfield, the My Bright Life 12x12 paper pad. And then I'm adding, and then I added that green paper, which is from Echo Park. It was a scrap, so I don't know exactly where it was from, but I think it was from either a spring or an Easter collection. Then I'm adding in spots of green and yellow with my embellishments. So those green glitter stars are from Little Davis, which are probably 10 years old. But I still have the hearts and stars and I like them, so I haven't gotten rid of them. It's just I was going into a storage container that I use, and I thought, have it, take out occasionally, but don't use that often. So I thought, I think I'm going to use those. So I'm also adding in some yellow chipboard here, And what happened is that speech bubble, which is from Kate and Company, My Mind's Eye Kate and Company, it's the chipboard from that, fell out when I was putting away some stuff from a scrapbook retreat a couple of weeks ago. And so I just popped it in my little dish on my desk. So I looked up and I'm like, oh, that would be great to use. And then the same thing happened with that that little clock when I was putting some stuff away a couple days before this, and I just put it in my dish. So perfect embellishments to use on this, and they were kind of like, you know, some of the last pieces in those embellishment collections, so that's great. That clock is from Simple Stories, the Snap Studios Life Documented collection. So that's old. Everything on this layout is old just because I haven't bought new supplies in a while. And as I'm voicing this over, I am at home right now Wisconsin has a stay-at-home order on right now, so I'm doing my best not to go online shopping for scrapbook supplies. All right, I'm adding in this tab, and that came from the American Crafts Memory Planner tabs. It was in a Cheeky Studio kit. Unfortunately, Tuesday is no longer doing kits, nor is she actually creating new product anymore, and I loved her product. Obviously, because I was on her design team, if you go back to some of my earlier videos. I'm thinking here about using that navy star to get a little bit more navy instead of the glitter star that I did have on the layout. So kind of toying with that right now. In the meantime, I'm going to do what I know, and that's that I like this title here. So want to call this First Dental Visit. Thinking about using those yellow tile stickers on the right hand side of the layout to do the word first. But right now I'm just going to get dental visit down because I know I like that. So toying with that star, but as I'm working with this, I don't like how the star is looking and laying. So playing around here. So I decide not to use the star there. Toying with, I had a clear Heidi Swap star there as well too, thinking about maybe using that like underneath some of the layers, but decided not to use that. I'm really going back into products that I haven't visited in a while right now, especially since I have lots of time to scrapbook. I don't have to homeschool children at the moment, and I'm not working, so that makes a difference. Because I think a lot of people have actually more to do right now. I have way less. I'm a massage therapist if you're new to my channel. And I am by law, or emergency order actually, not allowed to work right now. But more importantly, as I've said to people, just because you can, you should. Some massage therapists can work in the state of Wisconsin if you're doing medical massage. Not that my clients are important. I'm worried about a few of them, but most of my clients will be okay for without a massage for a month. I don't like it, but because they do need one, just not quite as imperative as some people. So anyway, as I've said to people, just because you can doesn't mean you should, and that's the kind of thing that I'm following right now. Even though I do medical massage, I work out of a spa, so that might be too much information for you. And hopefully by the time you see this sometime later in May, we are through the worst of this pandemic. All right, so I decided instead of using the yellow, because I thought it was going to call too much attention to that word, the word first, because it was too bright, and I just went with the same alphabet. All right, so now, I did add a paper clip, which is just from a miscellaneous collection of paper clips, and now I'm adding these blue enamel dots from Recollections, and yay me, they're not navy, they're another blue. I've been working on trying to just use shades of color and not worrying about being so matchy-matchy. And that navy paper clip up there is from a pack that I got as a gift a long time ago. All right, guys, so there's the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I will be back with another layout again soon. Bye.